Over here.
Good, how are you?
Doing good. How are you enjoying your time in South Dakota so far? I saw you made a trip to Falls Park yesterday. How was that?
Oh yeah, I took a trip around the whole entire city. I had everything there was to see here. I stopped at the Pentagon to check out the venue. Stopped at the Sanford Wellness Center. Went to the mall. I pretty much did everything you could do here in one day.
Cool, cool. It's actually in the shape of a pentagon. I didn't know that. It's pretty cool.
Why do you think they call it that?
I didn't know. Now I figured
Come
it
on,
out.
man.
I finally figured it out. You always come into fight week dressed to the nines. I had that line prepared before I even saw you dressed.
I
Are
can
these
tell.
are these suits and outfits handpicked by Dalton Rosta, or do you have a guy for this?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the last
Are
part?
these suits and these outfits, are they handpicked by Dalton Rosta, or do you have a guy or your girlfriend or someone? Does someone put this all together for you, or is this all you?
David Allen. He's my suit guy, custom suit guy. He works with a lot of professional athletes, football players, WWE wrestlers, AEW wrestlers. I've been lucky enough to work with him for I think 5 fights now. And yeah, so the first few I completely picked myself. The last one before this, he completely did. And then this fight was kind of like a collab. Like he sent me some ones that he had ideas of, and then I chose like the color, the patterns, everything, and then he chose the complete style, like the double-breasted look, the no tie, the pop collar, and then the three-piece vest, and then he designed the lapel, everything else. So, yeah, man, he's great.
You guys are doing a good job. Shout out to David Allen. Is that say Hercules on your sleeve right there?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, it's awesome. You're set to fight Aaron Jeffery in a battle between top-ranked middleweights this Friday. Do you feel like this is your toughest test to date on paper? And what makes this fight an advantageous stylistic matchup for yourself?
So he's pretty decent everywhere. He's well-rounded. So I think he's the most complete fighter that I faced, but I don't think he's the best. There's plenty of other fighters that I fought that were better in certain areas that posed more danger and more risks, whether it be knockouts or wrestling, like Romero Cotton with the wrestling knockouts, Tony Johnson, Ty Gwerder. Then you got, I was just speaking about this in an interview before this. You got guys that are like awkward and unorthodox, like Anthony Adams. So I've seen pretty much everything up in this point, and everything that I haven't seen in a fight, I've seen in training. So I'm ready to pass this test with flying colors.
I saw your meme of Aaron Jeffery last week. Very high quality. I give it an A plus. Have you guys interacted at all outside of that post or run into each other in the hotel or anything like that?
No, we haven't ran into each other, but there was a post. Somebody commented on a Bellator post of us two, and I commented back and said, he's too slow and too small. And then he posted something, didn't tag me though. Somebody else tagged me, so I ended up seeing it. And he was like doing these curls with like a tiny dumbbell. And he's like, Dalton said I'm too small, question mark. So I commented, just having a little bit of fun, taking a little jab at him. I was like, I take back what I said. What's your secret? So he thought it was funny. He said some laughing emojis back. And then he posted something on his story recently with like the minions. And it was just pictures of him and then me. And then they were doing the boos and then the applause. It was pretty gay, if you ask me. Hopefully I don't get canceled for saying that, for that choice of words. But yeah, so those are some interactions we had outside of that.
And then I was just going to ask one last question, probably the least important, could be an important one though. Who's going to have a better year, Deontay Johnson or George Pickens?
George Pickens for sure. Deontay Johnson drops everything, and in clutch moments, this dude, he doesn't show up. Yep.
So you have that really, Patrick Dannon with Combat Sports UK. Hi. So you have that really solid meme game. Is that something you had before fighting, or did you adapt that in order to bring like a new style of trash talk?
So back when I was an amateur, I started doing it before my fight with Cody Brundage, who's in the UFC now. And that was probably the first time I started. No, I take that back. There was a fight before that where I was fighting a guy. I don't remember his name, but we were both undefeated. I was 5-0. He was 5-0. It was for a title for some random amateur promotion. And I put, he was a black guy. So I put one of the Jordan crying emoji faces on him and said, like, this is going to be you after the fight. And that was the first one. And the second one was before the Cody Brundage fight. I took the Alistair Overeem and Ngannou fight, and I posted my face on Ngannou, and then Cody Brundage on Alistair Overeem. So that was the start of that. And then recently, Caged Media, they do a lot of like my filming and stuff for my videos that I've been posting on Instagram recently, and for the few fights before this. I'll send them an idea that I have for like memes and tell them like, all right, I want this done or this clip, and they put it together for me now. So now I have somebody doing it where I can collab ideas with them, and we come out with a finished product where I don't really have to be the one doing all the work behind the software.
Nice. Sure.
Well, hit me up.
So you definitely got a lot of work in with welterweight champion Yaroslav Amosov in the lead up to this fight.
Mhm.
How was it training with him? What did those rounds look like? And who else did you train with in the lead up to this fight?
Man, I was just talking with Mike back there about this. Yaroslav, he's probably the best overall fighter I've ever trained with, period. Dude's good everywhere. And he's not just like a normal, well-rounded guy that's proficient everywhere. Like he's great in every aspect of his game. So the rounds are great. It's a hard push, and it's always good goes going with him. And I'm always grateful to go with him. Another person who's very good that I was training with for this camp for the first 6 weeks or so was Johnny Eblin, champ in my weight class. Also very well-rounded, very good fighter. And we were sparring twice a week for about 5 or 6 weeks. And so I got some good rounds in with him. And then I was sparring with Mike Lombardo and Roman Feraldo as of late, the last 3 weeks. And Mike Lombardo has a similar style to Aaron Jeffery as well, that come forward, head over your knees, constant pressure type of style. So got some looks in with him. And then my last few training sessions was with Lucas Cortez.
So you got a lot of fireworks on the 4th of July. Is that a tradition of you lighting off a shit ton of fireworks, or just how do you go about your fireworks on 4th of July?
So one of my sponsors, Scooter King, they also own Sky King. And Newcastle, where I'm from, is actually firework capital of the world. A lot of people don't know that. It's a small town, but it's firework capital of the world, and hot dog capital of the world as well. And so we got good hot dogs, we got good fireworks there. And I was back for the 4th of July this year. I love the 4th of July. It's one of my favorite holidays, and I didn't want to miss it. So I went home for it, and I hit him up, and we got together, and he hooked me up with a lot of fireworks. So got to set those off. Almost hurt myself a couple times. Don't recommend it. But yeah, it was a good time. Yep, appreciate it.
What's up, Dalton? Dylan Napoleon with New England MMA here. I saw that you did some strength training with 2-time Super Bowl champ James Harrison. What is his involvement like in your regimen?
So we're more so friends.
Okay.
It wasn't really like he was like coaching me on strength condition or anything. We got a couple workouts in together where he was like, hey, or I was like, hey, let me come work out with you. And he was like, all right, hit me up. I go Monday at 5 a.m. So I texted him, we set it up, met him at 5 a.m. We worked out that time. And then next time I was home, we got another one in. So dude's strong, I'm strong, especially in the weight room. And he made me feel weak. The dude is just, he's a different beast.
Awesome. And you touched upon it before. This is a big middleweight contenders fight. How do you expect this fight to go with Aaron Jeffery?
I think I'm going to knock him out. I think he's going to, put up a fight. He's durable. I don't think it's going to be a walk through the park, but I think it's going to be a lot easier than he thinks it's going to be. And a lot of fans are going to be.